Everyone, yes, it is Editing Janelle because for some stupid reason, every single video I've ever filmed needs to have Editing Janelle in it. I wanted to note that I did film this video when I was still at home. As you can see, I'm at school. In the very beginning, say like, oh, I just got home from work. That was in like late July, early August, so I'm not working. And I just wanted to point that out in case anybody was like, I thought you were at school. Guys, I legitimately just got home from work. I have one of those really annoying ass pimples in my nose and it hurts so bad. Hello everyone, my name is Janelle and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be ranking an album that is very near and dear to my heart, and it's also one that's super old and it just brings me back so many memories. It is 5 Seconds of Summer's self-titled album. It's their first full-length album. I absolutely love this album. I remember when it dropped. It's so fetus. I remember when it dropped because there were a few songs that had only live versions, like no studio versions. So I remember waiting for all of them. I remember listening to it illegally on Tumblr because someone had leaked everything, and they had also provided links of where you could illegally download it. There's a ton of different versions. So there's like the Australia version, the UK version, the American version. There are things such as like Green Light, 18, Voodoo Doll, songs like that that had live versions. They'd performed them live. This is the year 2014, right before One Direction's Where We Are tour. A lot of the songs they had performed when opening for One Direction for Take Me Home, but they didn't have studio versions, so this was one of those albums that I was really excited to hear some studio versions. There are also some pretty underrated songs on this album. There are a ton of hidden gems on this album as well. It is one of my favorite albums to listen to. It's so fetus, and it just gives me so many good vibes, so many good memories. I've heard a lot of these songs live because I have seen 5 Seconds of Summer twice. I'm very excited for this. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So this is a pretty long list just because I'm including basically every single song that was on every single version of this. This is All American and Independence Day were part of only the American version. English Love Affair was only part of the British version. Lost Boy was only part of the Australian version. In total, we have 24 songs. It is a lot. Like usual, if you see me looking off to the side, my laptop is here and I have all of my notes. So, number 24, my least favorite song on this album. I still like this song, but there are so many songs on this album. It's really hard to pick and really hard to narrow down like which goes where, but this is probably one of the ones I tend to listen to the least. It's Mrs. All American. I have right here, Mrs. All American is so forgettable that I genuinely think people forgot 5 Sauce wrote it. I think 5 Sauce forgot they wrote it. I mean, it's okay. It's just okay. So, number 23, it's Don't Stop, but the acoustic version. I love Don't Stop. Don't Stop, the original version, is actually way lower on this list. But the acoustic version, it's alright. I personally prefer the original version. Number 22 is another song that I genuinely forget about. It's Kiss Me, Kiss Me. When it comes on, I remember it and I'm like, ooh, this is a bop. Kiss Me, Kiss Me is one of those songs that I just kind of like don't listen to ever. It's because there's so many great songs that I just kind of forget about this one. This is one of the more forgettable ones to me. Number 21 comes as a surprise. This is actually one of my brother's absolute favorite songs. He and I disagree on this song in particular. It is Long Way Home. I'm also a huge fan of All Time Low. I will be ranking All Time Low albums as well. Their lead singer, Alex Gaskarth, actually wrote this song with 5 Seconds of Summer, which is odd. I love All Time Low's music, but Long Way Home in general isn't my favorite. I'll listen to it if it comes on. It's just not my favorite thing to listen to. But Callum's part, Callum's bridge, the second time through, when he sings it live, it slaps. It's so good. I'm a Callum girl, like I said in my 5 Seconds of Summer video, my anniversary video, which, shameless self-promo, if you haven't seen that, I will link it down below. His part in that song, oh my god, it's so good. Number 20 is actually a song, oh god, it brings back so many memories. It is Social Casualty. I was actually part of a collab video on YouTube. I believe the channel is Sarah Renee Sped Up. Before you could change the speed of YouTube videos to like 2 times the speed, people would just make sped up versions of songs. So she had a project for Just Saying and also for Social Casualty. I was actually part of the Social Casualty one. Like, you can see my face in like a few frames. It looks like I filmed it on a potato, which I might as well have, but it was a lot of fun to film, like just lip syncing to a song. I looked really dumb, like I felt really dumb doing it, but it was really fun. Like, you just watch the video and there's just a ton of other Five Sauce fans who are all doing it. Kind of cringe now that you look back on it, because I did this like 2014, so this is like 6 years ago now, but it was still really fun. Number 19 is the classic She Looks So Perfect, Sulspa. I actually really like this song. When I first heard it, I remember thinking like, oh, this song's okay. Like, it's not bad, but it's not like my favorite thing in the world. But I do still really like it. When it comes on, it's still one of those songs that I'm just like, wow, this takes me back. And number 18 is Out of My Limit. I love this song. Don't get me wrong, but I love the original studio version that they released more. I don't know what it is about that version. I think it's the bridge after Luke's guitar solo. This one's okay, but it's not my favorite. But if you listen to the acoustic version from DerpCon, still iconic. It still slaps. Number 17 is one of the songs that I was really excited for, a studio version, which is Greenlight. It is such a Fetus song, like such a Fetus song. This is a song that they consistently performed when opening for One Direction for Take Me Home. To me, it's also kind of forgettable, but I remember like when I heard this, like this had a studio version, I was really excited for it. I still really like it. Again, there's other songs I like more on this album, but this is one that really takes me back. Number 16 is one of the most slept on songs, I think, of this entire album. It is Tomorrow Never Dies. My favorite part is the reference to the marching band, because I'm a band geek. I think this song is so slept on. No one ever talks about Tomorrow Never Dies, and I think it needs to be talked about more. Number 15 is Independence Day. I believe this one was only released for the American version. I think it's my second favorite song that came out from the Target edition of this album. I think no one talks about this song. No one talks about this song, and it is so good. I absolutely love the message of it. It's iconic. It really is. Number 14 is another song that I was really excited for a studio version of. This was Lost Boy. I think it was only released in the Australia version. Also slept on. Also incredible. This just reminds me of the Keek. When 5 Seconds of Summer used to upload on Keek, there was one where they were recording a specific part for Lost Boy, and the 4 of them were in the studio, and I think it's Luke's mom who's recording the video, and they're just all like, oh, and then they just like start moving, like going around in a circle. If I can find that Keek, I'll link it down below, because they're so stupid. The song itself is really good, but it also brings such memories for me. Number 13, another song that I was super excited for the studio version of, Voodoo Doll. They actually had like an acoustic version. It's not a studio acoustic version, but it's like a more professional version of the acoustic version. I have always loved this song since I heard it. This was one of the ones I was really, really excited for that they had a studio version of. Like, this was one of the songs that I looked forward to the most. Number 12 is Heartbreak Girl. Again, the same thing with Out of My Limit. This is the second time they had released Heartbreak Girl. I preferred the original version of Heartbreak Girl. Also such a Fetus song. They have their like original music video for it too. That's like Fetus. The OG version of this is still my fave. I do like this, but I would much, like, if you gave me both versions, I'd know which is which, and I prefer the original. Number 11, also a banger, End Up Here. Also super slept on. This is one of my favorite songs to sing in the shower. I have no idea why. I just love, like, belting out the lyrics to this song. It's so good, especially Ashton's part. It's such a banger. This is such a shower song, and I'm so here for it. Number 10. This, like, used to be my song when this was the only album, like, the only full-length album that 5 Seconds of Summer had. This was my song. It's Good Girls, because it's like the anthem of my life. It's like my life story. I absolutely adore this song. I still listen to it pretty frequently, and I still giggle because I'm like, oh, this is totally me. Number 9 is Don't Stop, the original version. This is, I think, their most underrated title song. They have an EP for Don't Stop, which has some incredible songs. I will be reviewing that as well, but that EP has songs such as Wrapped Around Your Finger, If You Don't Know, Rejects. That EP is not even on Spotify. I'm still mad about it because this is the most underrated title song that 5 Seconds of Summer has, and anybody else can fight me on that. I think this song deserves so much more. I remember when this music video dropped. This was the first video that they dropped where I was a fan, and I remember when it dropped because I was a freshman in high school. And I stayed up until like 4 in the morning. So my school started at 7:15. I stayed up until like 4 in the morning waiting for this music video to drop because I think it dropped like 7 p.m. Australia time. And Australia is at least 13, 14 hours ahead. So I waited for hours for this thing to drop. And I remember when it dropped. Oh my god. I wrote a poem to 5 Seconds of Summer. I don't even have the original version of the poem anymore. I just have a draft of it in my Tumblr posts. This song inspired that poem. It's super cringy. I had like a quiz the next day too. I was afraid I was gonna be late, and my teacher was really strict about being late to class. So like, this song deserves so much more than it gets. Number 7 is another song that they released again for this album. It's Beside You. The original version is still my favorite, but Beside You is one of my absolute favorite B-sides that 5 Seconds of Summer have ever released. The chorus hits me every single time. I love the way Luke sings in this, and I love the way Callum sings in this. There's just something about Beside You. It's just such a classic song, but it never fails to like hit you right here. Right, you can't see it because it's off camera, but like right here. Number 7 is Everything I Didn't Say. This is one of my favorite songs that I've ever heard 5 Seconds of Summer do live. When I saw them for Rock Out With Your Socks Out. Callum starts off the song. I still get, to this day, I have not seen 5 Seconds of Summer live in 5 years. To this day, when I listen to recordings or I look back on recordings from that day, I still get chills at Callum's bass solo in the very beginning of Everything I Didn't Say. I think it is so profound. It is so beautiful. The song itself is beautiful, but that bass solo, just the fact that it's the bass solo too, and it's just in that lower octave that just, oof, it just fills you with feeling, gives me goosebumps. And it's just, it's an incredible song. Like the studio version, the live version, I adore this song. Number 6 is one of my favorite songs that I'm still mad that they didn't release for the American version. It is English Love Affair. Still bomb as fuck. I listen to this song pretty frequently, actually. Like, out of all the songs listed here, this is one of the songs that I listen to the most. It is just amazing. I also didn't know, apparently Ashton had written this for Gemma Styles, which is Harry Styles' older sister, because apparently they had a thing. I didn't know this, but apparently it was written for her. This song is bomb. I still wish they'd performed it live. This was like one of my original Ho anthems, to be honest with you, but I love this song. Number 5 is Never Be. This song hits me a little, it hits, again, it hits. This is a song that, like, reminds me of growing up. In a way, it's a slower song. It's a much more chill song. This is the song that I listened to when I saw my very first shooting star. I remember, like, it said, "We'll never be as young as we are now," and I just saw the shooting star across the sky. It was incredible. It was like, of course it would be that moment, but it makes me feel things, and I just think it's a song that makes you think, but it's also a song that, it's a song that just gives you chills. You have to listen to it. It's incredible. Number 4 on the list is Amnesia. I adore this song. This was my favorite song that 5 Seconds of Summer had done live. They performed it twice when I saw them, because I saw them when they opened for One Direction and for their own tour, and I've heard it twice, and both times it was incredible. I still think it's incredible. Live, I will say, they do sing it at a slightly lower pitch. It's changed a little bit. Like, it's mostly acoustic, and then it goes into, like, after the bridge, then they go on, like, with full electric guitar, drums, bass, that kind of thing. Whereas in the studio version, it's a lot more soft. I personally prefer it live. I like that they changed it. I like the pitch of it live better, but I also just like the way that they perform it live a little bit better, but I do love the song on its own. Number 3 is the song that got a studio version that I was most excited for. It is 18. 18 gives me such bad post-concert depression, because this is the very first song I ever heard 5 Seconds of Summer perform live, because they opened with 18, both times that I saw them, but the very, very first time I'd ever heard, like, my fave of my fave of my faves, like, when I saw One Direction and 5 Seconds of Summer, this was the very first song, and I can still remember, like, the screams of the audience. You could see Ashton walking back and forth in the very background, because he, like, walked out first, and I just remember the screams and the, I miss concerts. I just remember the chills of, like, oh my god, I'm seeing my faves for the very first time. That's why it gives me bad post-concert depression. Also, just this was a song that I was looking forward to hearing live, because not only live but having studio version, because I had loved this song from the beginning. I remember this is the first song that I heard with a studio version that they had performed previously, and I remember the first time I listened to it, Luke's ad-lib at the very end of it. I was laying in my bed, I fell off my bed. Number 2 isn't actually technically part of this album, but I lumped it in anyway because it came out around the time of this album. So it's like number 2 with a little asterisk. There are technically 23 songs, but I just lumped this one in because it's still iconic and I didn't know where else to put it. And it did come out around this time. It is Hearts Upon Our Sleeve, which was the song that 5 Seconds of Summer and Scott Mills had released for FIFA 2014 in Rio. Still slaps. I love that song. I remember when it came out. I love Michael's voice in it, especially. In the pre-chorus, the second time, I love it. But, like, if you need to get hyped for soccer, like, this is a banger. It really is. Whenever I listen to this, I'm just like, wow. Especially around World Cup time, like, when the next World Cup rolled around. Where was the next World Cup? Was it Russia? I think it was Russia. When the next World Cup rolled around, I listened to this song again. Like, I love Shakira, but, like, Hearts Upon Our Sleeve is still the ultimate football song. Number 1, which is one of my all-time favorite 5 Seconds of Summer songs, as well as one of the ones that I think is absolutely 100% the most underrated song. This was not only just a Target edition, but it's not a song that they've ever sung live, and it is, in my opinion, one of the most 100% absolute underrated songs 5 Seconds of Summer has ever released, because no one talks about this. But it is my favorite song on this album, has been my favorite song on this album since the moment I heard it. It is Close to Strangers. It hits a little too close to home, not gonna lie. It's another song that makes me feel things. It's a much slower song. Like, by the time this album had come out, I hadn't had my first boyfriend yet, but I felt like I still had my first boyfriend. And then when I had my first boyfriend, this song actually genuinely applied to me, and so it triggered me a little bit, which is why I say it hits a little too close to home, because, like, I personally can relate to this song a lot. It's really something, but it is absolutely one of the most beautiful songs that 5 Seconds of Summer has ever released, and I will die on that hill. So that brings us to the end of this video. I know technically there are 23 songs with the asterisk of Hearts Upon Our Sleeve, but I just wanted to include it anyway because I didn't know where else to put it, and I still think that song's a banger. So anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this ranking video. If there are any other bands that you want me to either check out or have other albums by other bands that you want me to rank, please list them down below. I'm always looking for new music to listen to. I'm always looking for new albums, and I'm trying to expand even more of my music taste, because quite frankly, I just keep listening to some of the same songs and I'm a little bit tired of it. They still slap, but I'm like, you know, maybe it's time for something new. So if you have any other albums, any other artists that you want me to talk about, then please leave a comment down below. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, comment, again, like I said before, subscribe if you want to, and if you really want to, you can hit the bell so you can see when I upload for post notifications. I've been doing pretty well on uploads, I will say. Good job, Janelle. Or you can follow me on all of my socials. My Twitter is Janelle the Kid, my Instagram is Janelle the Kid Vlogs, and my Tumblr is swimmingismywholelife.tumblr.com. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day, night, afternoon, whenever the hell you're watching this, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!